Good morning and welcome to day one of my Path to Hearing Angels and Guides meditations. I will admit very, very openly that I did not know how this was going to work. I did not know what I was going to do, but I discovered that writing as I meditate is probably the best way for me to do this. And so, I wasn't sure if I was doing it correctly. I read through the first part of Debra's book, where it talks about tips and ideas and stuff for meditation. And the one thing that I discovered was that the last 21 days when I was doing the meditation with the cards and everything, I was actually doing it right, or I was doing something that I felt was, I wasn't sure. But if you go back and watch those other videos and you see, there's the messages in there. I think that the last message that I got was from yesterday that basically empowered the entire idea. I think it brought closure to the entire idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this. I'm going to read through what I got. And I will say when I spoke and when Metatron spoke to me. So what I will do is I'll just read through this and then you can get an idea of what it is I'm doing or how I'm doing this. So here we go with day one. Today's January 30th, 2025. And I started by saying, I haven't done this in years, meaning I haven't written down conversations of this type in years. And he asked me, he says, why did you stop? We have always been with you from the days when you were young and having dreams about aliens and visitors. Did you honestly believe that this was accidental? And I responded, I said, I didn't know what it was. I thought I was just cracking up. And he says, you were not cracking up, child. You were open to messages that were being told to you. Tell me, do you believe that what you have done for the last 21 days has been a mere chance? You asked yourself if it was a meditation, but you called it that. Well, that is what it was. It was you allowing yourself to use the cards and rods and other objects to determine this truth. Get your rods out right now. Hold them in front of you and watch them. So I did. I pulled them out and I just held them. And they basically did nothing. And he said, have you asked a question? I said, no, I just held them in front of me. And then he said, okay, ask a question. Okay, Metatron, are you here? Okay, when I asked the question before, the answer was yes. And then he says, do you think I wouldn't be here? You know how to use these tools, and you need to use them when you feel inspired. You do the same with cards and pendulums. I thought that it was just my opinion, I responded. He says, your opinion? He says it very exasperated. Do you honestly believe that the past 21 days were simply an opinion and that you could talk, the big talk, about love, joy, and optimism? Yvette, you have always had that power within you. You've always been able to access that information. I said, please slow down. My hand can't keep up. He really was talking very quickly. He says, okay, the information that you have gotten is not, coincidental. You've been given an abundance of information over the years, and what I don't understand is why you haven't used it. And I responded, I thought it was just my imagination or that I was copying someone else. And he says, it is not copying to find this path. So many other people have done this form of connecting. Do you think that this is copyrighted? And I wrote, I never thought of it that way. I always thought that I was just a bit of an oddball. No, if you are, then millions of those who have come before you are. Your experiences are not so unique. When you did your conversation with God some 20 years back, I thought that you were on the right path. Why did you stop? I guess because I was told that I was copying Neil Donald Walsh. I had that lovely conversation with Annabelle from Australia, and we had some lovely insight exchanges. Then someone came along and said that the group was not about my conversation with God, but rather someone else's. It somehow felt invalidated. It was not. Did you ever stop to think that maybe it was not so much about your experiences as it was about their lack of experiences? You are an incredibly intuitive person. You have sought to find that connection and utilize the information that is contained within it. You practice written meditation because it works for you. This is not about proving yourself to those who seek proof. You said so yourself. I will not put my value into the hands of others to gauge my worth. And I said that? And he says, in a manner of speaking, yes, you did. Now, the question is, what are you going to do about it? And I asked, continue? And he said, that a girl. So I will wait to see you tomorrow, and we can continue our conversation. You will not forget. I said, I won't. Can I ask you something unrelated to that? And he said, yes. And I said, I've been thinking about two people as we've been talking, my father and father-in-law. They both transitioned, and I was just wondering, are they okay? And he said, they are fine, and they are both proud of you. And I said, thank you. And then he said, see you soon. So that is day one. That is what I experienced during the first meditation for 21 days. And I have to say that I really was not expecting that this was going to be what it was, but because I just was kind of jumping in into reading Debra's book and seeing what was going to happen. And I had no idea that that was going to happen, but the information that I got it did not come from me. I know it did not come from me. It came from him, from Metatron. So I'm hoping that I will continue to do this and see what happens. And hopefully in the coming days, I'll have some more insights and some ways of, finding out more information from him and from doing this. So thank you for being here and for doing this. I am really grateful for the subscriptions and for the likes and comments, and I really appreciate you for coming and sharing my journey with me. So have a good day and take care, and as always, namaste.